Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my colonoscopy prep for my Crohn's disease. This is the second colonoscopy I've had done. The first one I had done was about a year ago, and that's how I discovered I had the disease, and so this one's just kind of like a checkup to see if the medications are working and all that. Fingers crossed they are. And so in this video I'm going to guide you through the process. You're not going to be seeing me sedated with a camera in me. No, you're not going to be seeing pictures of my intestines either, but I will walk through the process and basically like vlog me doing it. And so I hope this brings something of value to any of you. But let's get started with what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. So my colonoscopy is Monday, and so you would usually start on like one day before, so like on Sunday with the prep. But because I don't want to take as much prep, I'm only speaking like for me, by the way, like no one else. I'm going to try and do it half a day earlier, so it's like midway through Saturday. And so that would also prevent me from hopefully having like an accident, because it's like an hour's drive to the hospital. So I really don't want to soil myself with the prep. So that's one reason why I'm doing it a little bit earlier. And yeah, okay, so let's read the instructions. So no solid foods, and so basically only liquids and only like clear liquids. I know my doctor requested that I stay away from red and purple foods. Last year I was at a different hospital and they didn't want like blue, purple, red, or orange. So it really depends on where you're getting this procedure done. In my experience, you can also ask for no sedation or like a twilight sedation. This time I will be getting knocked out fully, but last time I remember doing like the twilight one and it was pretty uncomfortable. You could literally feel it in your intestines and like biopsies being done, which was very uncomfortable. So things you can have are like clear soup or broth, ginger ale, apple juice, jello, popsicles, Gatorade, tea, that sort of thing. You can also do hard candies, just obviously don't have red or purple ones, but I bought some of these because you know, they melt down into a liquid as you're like sucking on them. So you're supposed to take like 4 Dulcolax tablets or Bisacodyl. I just got the knockoff one because it was a whole lot cheaper. You obviously don't need all 30 of them. So if you can find a smaller one, go for it. But I think I'll only take 2 because A, I'm so tiny, and B, I've kind of already started like not eating heavy foods, you know, so hopefully I won't need as many. And then the second thing we're supposed to have is like Pico-Salax 2 hours after you take the pills. This is what it looks like. They come in 2 flavors, cranberry and orange. I got the orange because I don't trust artificial cranberry flavoring. I feel like it'll taste really bad, and this already sucks as it is. And so we're just gonna go with orange. And so you mix this with a cup of water, a cup of cold water. And so yeah, you take 1 packet of this. There's 2 in here, and by the way, this costs like $40, so it's pretty pricey for like what you get. And then you have to drink like 2 liters of clear fluids over the next 2 hours. And then the next morning, about 8 hours later, you're supposed to take the second packet of this, and yeah, do the same thing with the liquids. Nothing really magical. You are still allowed to take most of your medications. I know like we're not allowed to take iron pills and like a few others, but I mean, I just have folic acid and like a probiotic, so that's fine to take. So yeah, we'll see you in a few hours so I can start this prep. And okay, so the plan changed a bit because I was not feeling it yesterday, but I'm going to take 1 of the Dulcolax tablets now, and then I'll see you in 2 hours to start the drink. So it's roughly 11:30 now. 2 hours after I took the 1 pill of Dulcolax. Still have not felt the effects of that yet though. And so now we're supposed to mix 1 of these Pico-Salax sachets in, I guess, like a cup of cold water. They do warn you that it gets hot when you shake it. Oh well, let's see. You know, I do find it a bit funny that all of these laxatives say like, talk to your doctor if you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. So that's what the packet looks like. Part of me really hopes this tastes really good and it's not gross like the Pig Go Lightly one I've had before. I guess it's gonna be like a colorless beverage now because the powder is white. Apparently I added too much water. It's supposed to be half of this and I filled it up to the top, but oh well, now we just keep stirring it. Okay, now for the taste test. Oh my goodness, wow.
Is it good?
It's actually really sour.
Like a Sour Patch?
Yes, exactly like a Sour Patch.
Oh, then you'll like it.
Well, I can only imagine how bitter it would have been if I used less water, so I'll see when I'm done. It tastes like a really sour orange candy. So, yeah. See you in, I think, like 7 hours for the next one. Okay, so it is 7:30 now. 8 hours after I had my last cup of this. This is the last one now. And I was afraid that it wasn't working, but the same thing kind of happened when I did a different brand of prep, and that was it takes a while to kick in. So this took about 5 to 6 hours to kick in, and me having to go to the washroom, and I was so scared it wasn't going to work that I even took another Dulcolax or Biscadil tablet. But yeah, all I've eaten today has been beef broth, chicken broth, jello, pudding, water, Gatorade, hard candies, and I'm about to have a freezy once I finish this sour concoction. So I'm not sure if I'm going to update it again tonight, but I will be definitely updating you tomorrow before I leave to the hospital and then once I'm in the hospital. So I'll see you then. Okay, so it's like, I think 8:30 now, and we're about to leave for the hospital. I've strapped on a Depends in case I saw myself. Last night was really a doozy, having to get up every like hour, half hour to go. But I think we're good now. I'm showered. I've got like my little athletic fit going on. And yeah, stopped liquids. It was 3 hours before the procedure, so. Okay, hey everyone. It's been, I think, 2 days since I last checked in. And so the rest of this vlog is to tell you what happens during the procedure. And it's not to scare you, it's to inform you. I want to make that very clear because some things were uncomfortable, and the way that they were done in Toronto is not the way they're done at other hospitals I've noticed, like in the countryside and more like rural areas. And so, yeah, when I got there, I checked in, got my wristband. You need to have somebody there after to bring you home. I know you're not allowed Ubers or like taking public transportation by yourself, so I had my mom there. And so we went to a waiting room, and then shortly after that, a nurse had come to take me to a change room, and then I was in a gown, and then I had like a robe to put over, like another blue piece. The only items you were allowed to keep on you and not inside a locker was your socks, your shoes, glasses, and your phone. And so I had those with me. I found that a bit odd though, because in other hospitals you're allowed to keep like your undershirt and my shirt on. You just need to remove your underwear and your pants, but no, in Toronto they want you to move like everything. And so the nurse has a key to the lockers, so only she can open it up, and so you don't have to worry about like any theft going on. And so after that, I was taken by another nurse to go to the, I guess, pre-op area. I don't like to call it like surgery or operations, but they kind of do, so that's that. And that's where they took my vitals, and went over any allergies I had, etc. And then like laid in my bed. And then after that, one of the doctors came by to, you know, ask if I had any questions, go through the procedure one more time, and then that was that. I will say though that the motto at this hospital was they don't want to give full sedation. They want the patient to be as comfortable as possible, because I'm very nervous about getting knocked out. And as you'll see, I kind of wish I was knocked out, because I get wheeled into the, I guess, OR shortly after. And I'm like rotated on my side, my left side. They put like a blanket over you, so not a lot's exposed during the procedure. And they have like monitors in front of you so they can see what's going on. And so a nurse gave me an anti-anxiety medication and a, I guess, sedative. But it didn't really work well because I remember like 90% of the conversation and like 100% of the discomfort that went on. And I had to like keep asking for more and more drugs. But it didn't seem to be working. And so I felt like every little biopsy and every little like twist and turn with the camera. And another thing was, something I wasn't expecting was that they couldn't, my intestines were being too finicky, and so I had to roll over onto my back with like my legs kind of bent up for them to access my entire colon and terminal ileum. And yeah, then shortly, I think it lasted about 50 minutes for me when it should usually last like 10 minutes to half an hour, so it did take a little bit longer for me. Not 100% sure why. I think it was the amount of biopsies and like fiddling around they had to do in order to successfully do a colonoscopy. But yeah, in the room was just my doctor, a fellow, which is like a doctor specializing in Crohn's disease, or like any disease or any area of medicine, I should say, and a nurse who like was injecting like the drugs and like monitoring your blood pressure, your oxygen with like one of those pulse oximeters on your finger. And yeah, so that was that. And then I was wheeled out into the recovery room, and I was the only person there wide awake. The nurses were kind of like, oh, I guess you can leave like a lot earlier than we had planned because you're kind of like 5 alive. Yeah, everyone else just like completely knocked out. And I was on my phone, like calling my mom, texting friends, telling them everything was okay. I did have like slightly low blood pressure, so they did keep me like a little bit longer to give me some fluids, but it was all okay. I did learn I have a reaction to the type of like plastic tape they use for IVs, so that was wonderful. But other than that, I got changed and left, and that was essentially it. It was a pretty chill rest of the day after that. You're not allowed to like operate heavy machinery or like anything like that, as if I am working construction. But yeah, hopefully this video calms you down, except for like the last part where I'm talking about like being in pain. But like hopefully it calms you down, and like, you know, if you're going to a hospital in Toronto, it shows you like what to expect, tells you what to expect. Or if you're going through like a colonoscopy for the first time, you know, the prep. And if you have the Pico Selects one that I did this time, that it's not really that bad. It will, if you're not going within the first hour, you'll be fine. For me, it took like 6 hours for like the liquid to start going through me. So don't rush or like feel panicked or anything like that. If you have any questions or comments, you know, please leave them down below. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you in the next vlog, and have a wonderful